Oh, that's a lot of people. Back at the Black Wagon, you find the Lone Minstrel examining your fellow exiles after they were defeated in the dissidents by the dissidents in your last raid. It is plain to you that none of them look well. Do they all have sickness? The Lone Minstrel notices you there and turns to you. Reader, the faster turning of the cycle of the rites has put a strain on everyone. We have multiple cases of banishment sickness at this time. It is fortunate that your other companions are available to conduct the coming rite, because I fear that this group here requires rest. You bid Faye a swift recovery, and she nods weakly in response. You exchange a look with Tizo, who seems exhausted after the last rite. As for Volfred, it is clear to you that he wishes to be left alone right now. You leave the Lone Minstrel to look after them. Turn your attention to the stars that remain shining in the dark outside. What the hell? 3 of them? I only have 6 characters. And I could have had 5 characters if I saved one more of them. If enough people get banishment sickness, does that mean that you can't do the next rite? That's brutal. I honestly haven't really been thinking about banishment sickness because it just hasn't come up. Faye got banishment sickness once, then never again. It's been a weirdly absent mechanic. Is it because, do you get it from losing specifically? In that case, I should be a little more concerned about throwing matches then. It also means that if I do get a chance to face off against the team I want to in the next round, that Faye won't be an option. I'll have to rely for speed. I'll have to rely on Sir Gilman, but I'll still have Beartrude at the very least. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. How many points did we give Barker? Golgothanian. Millith. Kaelmer. It wasn't enough. They only gained like 3 points, right? Like that's I think they only gained like 3 points, which means that if these guys lost 3 points from me beating them, they'd still beat the highest one, I think. That's a little frustrating. Does it say how much they gained? I don't think it does. They're ahead of the Pyre Hearts, but only barely. Alright. Probability of success up to 60! My options. Kaelmer. There you are. What's the other one? There you are, the Tempers. I just don't have much reason to match up against them unless I want to just encounter them for story reasons. Alright, let's try to stop Chastity. I think they're the one remaining team in the entire game that I have still not faced off against again since the original run. Yeah, I think I remember facing off against everybody else. So I've never faced off against them since the first handful of rites that led to the first Liberation Rite. So actually I haven't fought them on hard mode yet. And also that means that we should get a briefing about their backstory here. Based on how it went when I talked to each of them, when I went after each of them for the first time after that. We're going to the Pit of Millith. It's H. Manly Tinder-Shelf. Ah, the Chastity and Old Manly. He is without shame, the product of corruption that now festers in the Commonwealth. You and Volfred then go over what he knows about your next adversary. H. Manly Tinder-Shelf, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist. He was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he soon was offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw in it an opportunity. For he knew well that in the inner circles there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakingwood. He finagled his way onto the Triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence once he's secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manly from coming into power. Mark my word. For now, we ought to prepare to seek the stars again with adequate night's rest. You bid Volfred a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you arrange to depart first thing in the morning. Hello, my boy. Tizo and I, we were just reminiscing on old times. Tizo's very happy to have Volfred back among the Nightwings again. Thank you, Tizo. I am happy to be among the Nightwings as well. Though you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you? Tizo indicates he understands full well. I trust that Tariq provided some good company and song during the intervening time. Tizo confirms that he did enjoy traveling alongside the lone minstrel for some time. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, Volfred, sir? Volfred laughs warmly at this. No, Tariq. We are well enough for now, Tizo and I. We were just remembering the time when we first met, the three of us. Tizo was rather apprehensive then, as I recall. He was merely being circumspect. I'm sure. Tizo has the sharpest instincts of us all. But the bite he gave you, sir, it left a permanent impression, did it not? It did indeed. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. It's a good reminder that, despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, can I say the same, sir? Tizo shares the sentiment as well. Volfred turns to you. I should apologize, my boy. Here we are talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as we wax nostalgic. The Nightwings that you know. We are a strange assortment, are we not? Those of us who share some kinship from the past, I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it, but it should not be to the exclusion of the friendship that we forged right now. So please, why don't you join us for a bit? Together you, Volfred, Tizo, and the Lone Minstrel talk a while about the times gone by. The three of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close through shared experience in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into the group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments that you share together may one day form memories you think back of with fondness. Soon the conversation winds down, though it lifted all your spirits for a while. They do all have resurrection sickness, right? I'm not... Yeah, confirm that's half the party can't be used. Holy crap. Holy crap, that's just mean. You're being mean, game. You know that? Oh. I get to play as Pamitha again. That doesn't always go great. Alright, you'll be the primary scorer, so you get the Kerfang. And you're gonna get this, I think. Yeah, this one gives her +3, and she doesn't get doused while flying. But I never get to seem to get there while flying. Mixed feelings. Take off! Boing! I don't really see floating dots to interact with or ships. Enemy ship. What is that? You overhear Sarah Delusion a full-on panic as his fellow Worms knights attempt to calm him down. What do you mean it was the Nightwings? We were not to face them and are coming right, are we? At some point he realizes your wagon is aloft beside his own. You Nightwings! This night shall not forgive you for this transgression. Once we prevail against whichever adversaries doomed to face us next, then we shall come for you. Go, why must this knight be forced to fly so far above the land and sea? Characters that I'm most happy to crash into. Pretty much them. Ooh, take off, take off, take off. Now they're landing. It's freaky how everyone has like the same wagon. By the time you get to this stage, it becomes pretty clear that everyone had to have the same wagon or none of this would really work out. You have to be augmented for both sea and air. Ah!
Ye who disbelieve in the rebirth of Ysalk, ye snuffed our Pyre's flame prevailed, now ye flaunt across the skies. Beware, ye who wouldst mock the designs of the withdrawn, ye cannot comprehend the terrors which shall come to ye in time.
Ah, nah, I'll attack you. Yo, use, boss. See, Millith says they're just interest. Tizo has a hunch you may find something. Do I go with Millith or Tizo? Oh, another one. Hamatha may gain a deeper understanding of the rites in this route. Is that a permanent or temporary boost is the question. Ah. Let's give it a shot. Could be in the next match either way at the very least. You arrive again in the darkest corners of the flagging hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with this place. This time, Bertrand has something to say for it. We shall show ye how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale. He reveals various salves and minor enchantments that help to counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Henceforth you shall not suffer penalties of hope in this region. Thanks be to Bertrand. That's pretty good. Does that give us an advantage against our foe if they're not of this group? If they're not bog crones? I'd hope so. Let's do our periodic check-in, even though it's usually it's generally in vain. Yep. Survey the Fallowfield. Having reached the Fallowfield, you decide to accompany Pameth for a walk across the darkest corners. Your conversation soon turns to matters of the rites, which you discuss at length. Most of the time, I think none of this makes any sense, but once in a while you put it together for me, reader darling. By the time you return to the wagon, you sense she gained a deeper understanding of it all. Your time together has caused Pameth to gain enlightenment. Oh, on our experience meter. That's interesting. 700, that's like a personal training. It's not terrible. She's getting up there. In fact, that might put her in near the lead. I should check that, because that affects who can go free. And I do need to start planning for that, because it's almost time. Again. The Fae is maxed out forever. Tizo is not. Gilman is not. Pamitha. It's gonna be... Yeah, going by our current lineup, it'll be Pamitha, Bertrude, and Fae that have the options to go free. That's an iffy feeling. I want Gilman to go free the most, I think. But the act of going on this run will probably max out Bertrude and get Pamitha closer, making it harder for Gilman to catch up. Because I kind of want him to go free. He's similar to Faye in controls, except the attack is a little harder to do sometimes. But he's similarly fast, but he's a little too fast. I might be able to make do with Sir Gilman if I lost Faye, I suppose, as my sprinting character. But Faye's infinite stamina is so good that having to set her free would be a little rough. But story-wise, it feels weird to give Pamitha a second shot, and Bertrude doesn't even care about going free in the first place, so I kind of backed myself into an awkward corner. Although I say that having Gilman being like the only character I particularly am trying to get to go free out of this whole group, so I guess it's not that big of a deal either. Because I talked before about how it seems that Faye, Tizo, Volfred, and Bertrude may not care as much as most characters about going free. Faye might be in trouble on the other side, although she might find a place among the resistance. Although I do wonder about her a little bit, because she's like... She seems kind of vulnerable and aloof, and she found a way to survive in the wild, but would she be able to survive back in the Commonwealth? And would she be alone again, unless she found her way into the Resistance? And if she found her way into the Resistance, what would she do then? Would she be like a spiritual leader, I suppose, because of her loyalty to the scribes, or would she do something stranger? Because I'm worried that she might be very vulnerable to being very much in danger on the other side. Huh. And if there's any sort of like combat related conflict on the other side. Like, over here we're playing... This is basically rugby. It's like a game. But on the other end, like, she could be very well killed, and her aloof nature might be a little dangerous, whereas Pamitha would probably take care of herself, and Gilman would probably take care of himself, and so conflicted feelings there. I don't know if I want to let Bertrand go, just because that shotgun blast that goes through walls is so good for just wiping out some of the enemies that having that be gone would be weird. I've gotten really used to it. If I let her go free, then she'd probably be the last one. Like when I know it's last or something. Yeah, Faye might have to go, because I don't think I can get Gilman to be high enough in time. Huh. Oh well. Forward.
You are nothing, reader. Nothing but a mindless cripple. Your every action is a stain upon the legacy of the 8 scribes. The rites have been a long-held secret to keep out those such as you.
Androbles is a spiteful little shit, isn't he? He's so directed after me now. You wake up from a little sleepy manage this past night. Once more, the voice tormented you within your dreams. You attempt to rid your memory of it. If the voice truly is that of Archjustice Androbolus IX himself, as Volvert indicated, then none of you are likely to receive too warm a welcome should you regain your freedom. Great. So now it's like actively looking like a bad thing to even let my people go free. Great. Oh yay, we can hear about Jodariel. Here in the gloomy hollows of flagging hands, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Jodariel, whom you liberated in the fall of Solium. You learn Jodariel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She soon was to be reinstated on the blood border on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the First Veil, for a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. Great. That's what I thought, is that she can't be seen in public because she's supposed to have not... People aren't supposed to be able to come back if they're her. She wouldn't want a position on the blood border, though, because she's seen the atrocities that are committed and the people who die on it, and she's been disillusioned from the whole concept at this point. First Veil, an elite blood border platoon, shrouded in secrecy, other than the famous results of its operations. The Commonwealth's veiled leaders always were surrounded by sentinels in similar garb. Yeah, cover her. They want to put her into the organization that covers her body, so they can't identify her as a demon. But she refused the gesture rather bluntly, the report suggests. Instead, she sought Volfred's agents, as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters, and so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Oh, her foster children joined in too. The last part of the messenger imp's news must have been damaged in transit, though. It appears to be in Jodariel's own words. All you can tell is that it says, "Oh wait." You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. I'm hoping that "oh wait" is genuinely just like she awaits our return, or she awaits our assistance, and hopefully the damaged message isn't damaged in like a foreboding way. It's like they lie in await or something like that for us, or something negative. You think she still has her horns now she's back up there? Having someone of Jodariel's will and stature with us on the other side shall pave the way towards a brighter future. She was an inspiration to us all, or to this night she is, at least. Izo is fired up about the news of Jodariel's return to the Commonwealth. Wonder what the rest of her message said. We can envision it. A demon such as she, set loose within the Commonwealth. The news of Jodariel's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with a newfound resolve. +1 hope for the next rite. Oh yeah, wish Jodariel luck. Yeah, we do. Now let's wish ourselves some luck and crush this example of the corruption of the Commonwealth. And also sell off her horn.
Oh, hey, it's you guys. And just as I was thinking, hey, I haven't seen those guys in a little while, and I wonder how they're doing. And if they maybe need to purchase anything.
Permanent quickness. Neat. Solium's horn, Jadara lonely. And click. Ha. Tempting. Hope and quickness. Oh, the two of them combined are 160. I could buy both. That's neat. Goodbye, money. Yep, one quickness and one hope. There we go.
You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business.
Got two new entrants, apparently. Downside dining. Words of Jomoer Menimane, the Alpha Chief. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this? The less said of it, the better. Do not complain. Observe. And above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them. Give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside the sandfolds. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Downside diseases. Jomoer Menimane again. Ailments of the downside often give no warning when they strike. Those who keep moving and make no attempt to settle, they reduce their risks. The afflictions come in many varieties. In the bogs of flagging hands, a pallor tends to sink into the skin, and then into the mind. The nauseating sea of solace north of there is difficult for some to tolerate. Very hot or very cold environs bring their own specific side effects. My coat is not as lustrous now. My fangs are long. Like all aspects of the downside, all these ailments share a purpose. To test your body, mind, and spirit. They only appear to harm. Accept them. Surpass them. Move on. Seems to be his motto, basically. Alright, let's think about this one a little bit. Who do I want to give bonus quickness to the most? Maybe Bertrude as the character I want to keep around the longest. This would give her faster respawn times and bonus speed. Not a bad idea. Most characters are faster. She's one of the unusually slower characters that I actually attack with. Everyone else is either equal speed or a character that I don't attack with. Yeah. I might just give her both. Yeah. Let's see. Speed or hope? Let's do quickness. Then let's do hope. There we go. And then let's learn to regret that over time, perhaps. But her banishing could use a faster respawn, I think. Anyway. In we go. Everything is prepared, and night is just beginning to take hold above the poison lands of the Pit of Millith, when Volfred gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that manly Tinder-Shelf. He would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately I've known many others like him. We are discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when last we saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan, should he know of my involvement, and so... Is he gonna back out of this, or just keep his mask on, because we don't have other people? We're at 60% again. Volfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here, as I am with the Nightwings once again. I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems we have a rite to conduct. Oh, this could be bad. It would definitely suck if he recognized Wolfred, because I had no way of planning ahead to get him out of this round because of the triple sickness. We'll see.
Rita, I am still very cross with you, you know. To think I saw in you a worthy heir. Not just to the legacy of the Nightwings, but to the future of the Commonwealth. That traitor Wolfred. Only a fool would be seduced by his audacious promises and his dangerous ideas. That, dear reader, would make you a fool. I have no choice but to explain it thus, so even you could understand. Now for this blasted rite. Some of us still have our duties to uphold.
Oh, some of them looked at.
My, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings come to grace with their presence once again. You think that you could simply cut us down like last time, is that it? You sense Wolfred reaching out to you. Reader, let me indulge him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And the colors of those raiments, they're rather gaudy in this light, I have to say. Though, I mean no offense to this, of course. So, do you suppose the rite's going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going soon. If you must know why, I'm expected an important message. From the other side no less, come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest, So yes, it is a very important message sent all the way by one of those imp couriers, and I must say, those little things, the services are certainly not cheap. Though I'm sure that I could get you a good deal on the services if you wish. Perhaps contact a loved one back home, All I ask, of course, that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail. So as well we ought. For I've a date with Destiny not too long from now upon the fall of Solium. He continues talking for some time until at last the rite is set to start. Every single line of dialogue he says is designed to praise his own status and how powerful and rich he is. Oh, those things sure are expensive, aren't they? Oh ho, my, look at this wonderful assembly of exiles come from all the different corners. Such a colorful retinue of Nightwings have. You know, I heard some most preposterous rumor about you, that you are harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who we had designs upon the Commonwealth itself. He looks right at Wolfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true, Anyway, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings. I am H. Manly Tinder-Shelf, and truly it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy. As you set to choosing your triumvirate, he could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. This is a oddly disconcerting feeling to have the game transition to my character select screen and then have him just like supersede over. I'm like, you don't belong here. Manly seems very interested in your triumvirate. You can ask him to leave politely or warn him to back off immediately. Probably shouldn't threaten people, considering how that goes. Manly seems to respond to behavior similar to his own. You could send him away, politely. You suggest Manly that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate in the key moments prior to the rite. Why, yes, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid you all of your salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, there may be rules against this kind of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly and good luck. Manly leaves at last. leaving you to focus on the Rite again.
Who shall it be this time?
Oh, yeah, right, we do have an updated bio. How much, though? He's got the Star Splinter. When preparing to fling the orb, the bearer's charge up speed is increased by 48%. Yeah, just so faster fling. His sprouts summon faster. Oh, and neither of his allies are saps. Watch out for that. If he's banished, a sprout shows up near the pyre. And he can detonate a sprout, so watch out for that too. There's also a big, varied group of people. They have the healing thing. They just have faster and longer distance jumps. Bigger attack. Instant return when, oh, when he attacks our group. Okay. So he has 2 healers in his group. He used to be an ambassador. The Westerly Woods retains its sovereignty for complicated reasons. He would be happy to explain. He's Geminian, born the 20th of 6th moon, suggesting he is thirsty for new experiences. His crime was bribery. He attempted illegally to grease the wheels of the Commonwealth lending house. And his motive was self-gain. Records show he sought a seat on the Commonwealth Council because I deserve it. Been here for 20 years? Whoa! He's been here 4 years longer than Jodariel. Damn. He's a sycophant who seems certain he will land a position of high standing once he's free. After 20 years of being here? The offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist who was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for his own. He was offered a yep, that's the same lines of dialogue as before. Yep. He attempted to pay off the wrong individual, sent down river. He plots his glorious. It's been 20 years, dude. Seems unlikely. I believe everyone's already equipped, so we're good to go. Oh, right. I forgot. Volford's one of the people that's sick, so he actually can't be in this match, so I don't have to worry about Manly or responding to that.
Sir Gilman.
So finito. Triesta.
Fine.
That idiot sap and his chastity cronies are all talk. We can take them.
Like I'm afraid to stay.
Are you quite ready, O Nightwings? I doubt you are.
Saramgoji.
Because my colleagues, the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think shall take you by surprise. Just watch. What are you doing? What are you gonna do? Ballard. I got a trick or two. It's called hiding behind this thing and blowing you up. Oh, jeez.
Your adversaries did not hesitate.
Speed's a problem.
Yes. Through plunged into the adversary's pyre. The Nightwings edge closer to victory.
Bouncing off them boundaries. Whoa.
There, Panther.
Oh, jumped directly into that. Gotcha.
The orb. Yes.
There we go. The speed of that character is great. I almost got all 3 of them. Whoa.
Stanley's out of luck for now. That Bertrude's faster than she looks.
Yeah, she is, and I made her faster. Oh, how very charming this display, but quit it now and let old Manly put an end to all of this before you make a terrible mistake. Nope. Oh, stamina's gone. Oops, that was a mistake. Nope. That's a problem. Nope.
You left yourselves wide open.
Alright. Careful now.
Engulfed within the order. Blessed be. Once more like that and we are finished here.
Double kill.
Indeed.
Nope. That's bad. Oh, I landed in it, didn't I? Oh, I didn't hit jump in time. Nope.
Your pyre sputters.
God damn. Some of these enemies have ridiculous range. It almost makes me wish I'd given that upgrade to my...
There.
What? Oh.
Glorious. How very
Bad news for you.
chastity. And it is done.
I almost wish I had that jump of my infinite stamina. Is so nice, though.
May their next adversaries fare a little better.
No solace! At some point,
The Rite is done.
I feel like he's gonna start going against me.
My word, how could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools haven't any idea what you've done?
Wilfred watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and and now in exile. How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out? Or even if you do? Wilfred remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There, I see. I see now. Then Wilfred recedes into shadows. What? My head? Who? Oh, I believe there's been some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta! Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor. And there he goes. I have lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake, for my people's sake. As well, it should ensure that he has no lasting memory of our encounter here, or running into me. Now let's be off before he catches up with us again. You being sneaky, Wilfred?
To learn from this experience.
You being really sneaky, Wilfred? Gelman's getting up there. His speed's pretty good, it's just his attack feels weird, the way he returns backwards. Some weirdly weird backwards thinking I have to do whenever I play as him. But he could replace Faye, I suppose.
And wallow in the downside for a while.